Good afternoon. My name is London, and today my video, the first one will be over chapter 20, which is words. Words are a single, distinct, meaningful element of speech or writing, used with others or sometimes alone to form a sentence and typically shown with a space on either side when written or printed. Poets try to find and then select language appropriate to their subject matter, also known as diction, the choice of words by an author or speaker. The first major topic in this chapter would be word choice, varieties of diction. The division of diction used by poets is divided into three levels, from the most extravagantly phrased lines of poetic diction to the direct and straightforward. The first level will be formal, flowery, grand, and elaborate. The second level will be middle, educated, standard English. The third would be informal, everyday speech. Formal diction refers to complex, grammatically proper, and often polysyllable language in writing. The first example of formal diction would be on page 633, John Keats' Ode on the Grecian Urn. He stands very likely in a museum before an ancient Greek vase and becomes captivated, stanza after stanza, by the different rural scenes painted on its sides. Images of a man pursuing women, of lovers, of trees, of religious rituals. Middle diction is characterized by sophisticated words, usage, and grammatical accuracy. It is educated language, but not extravagant, a blend of common speech and elevated diction, sometimes in the same line. An example of that would be page 636, W.H. Auden's Funeral Blues. The poet goes, Funeral Blues, in quotations, "The stars are not wanted now. Put out everyone, pack up the moon, and dismantle the sun." Informal diction is conversational, plain-spoken language and often makes use of slang, contradictions, and mainstream expressions. First example of that would be Gwendolyn Brooks' "We real cool, we left school." That's the quotations of that. Now, the second major topic in this chapter would be general versus specific language. Concrete diction is language referring to a specific, definite thing. Concrete words / diction represents actual objects you can perceive with your senses. Example, a car or a dog. Abstract diction is language referring to a more general or conceptual thing or quality, which is words that you can see nor touch are considered abstractions. An abstraction is thus an idea that means something a little different to everyone. An example would be on page 640, Richard Jackson. "Now that the earth, sky, and wind settle into night's still pool." This line gives us concrete language. The second example would be on page 641, William Shakespeare. "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" This is the name of the poem. "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." He is portraying a form of abstract diction. The third major topic in this chapter is allusion. When poets refer to allude to the work of other poets, a way to maintain tradition and tipping a cap to the past. Allusiveness can be confined to a title. The first example would be on page 645, Philip Larkin Abood. "Waking at 4 to soundless dark, slowly light strengthens and the room takes shape." The example I found would be on page 644, Anthony Hetch, "The Dove Bitch." The notion of what his whiskers would feel like on the back of her neck. Okay, the fourth major topic of this chapter would be denotation and connotation. Denotation is the most direct and specific meaning of a word. Connotation is the meaning and implications that are suggested beyond a word's literal definition. Connotation is critical in poetry because it enriches words' meanings, it widens their perceived associations. The first example that was found in the book is a form of connotation on page 651, James Wright, "A Blessing." "I would like to hold the slenderer one in my arms. The second example, which is the one I found, is also another form of connotation. Page 649. Elizabeth Bishop. Name of the poem is The Fish. He was speckled with barnacles, fine rosettes of lime, and infested. Rosettes of lines, and infested. Okay, and the fifth major topic in this chapter would be word order. The arrangement of words written in the lines of a poem. Syntax is the arrangement, the way that words and phrases combine to form sentences and make meaning. Word order is another potentially powerful tool for the fashioning of meaning. First example found in the book was on page 652 by Robert Frost. Name of the poem is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. In quotations, whose woods these are, I think I know. The second example, which is one that I located, is on page 655 by Lule Clifton. Name of the poem is Praise Song. In quotations, to my Aunt Blanche, who rode from grass to driveway into the streets one Sunday morning. That's all to review for this chapter. Thank you.